Hello, I'm Carla. I've got Diana joining me today for a very short twist class. Today's class has got a few challenging poses, so do make sure you've got some props. We're going to use a chair. We're sitting on blankets for Swastikasana, and you might use some bricks and definitely a strap. So have some basic equipment handy. If you are menstruating, you shouldn't be doing deep twists. And also if you have any spinal injuries, be very cautious of twists or check with your doctor if twists are allowed for you. We're going to come now to in the Swastikasana position, lifting up the sides of the body, extending the spine, having the spine fully extended for seated positions, for forward bends, for twists is very important. And with this extension of the side of the body, with this lift of the chest, you're going to bring the hands together in the prayer position. On an exhalation, let the eyes gently close. Taking here soft inhalations, soft exhalations. Each inhalation, you're lifting the spine up tall, opening the chest. Each exhalation, just making sure that the skin and the muscles of the face are relaxed, the shoulders are released away from the ears, and the thighs and the knees are settled down. We'll begin today's class with the 3 Oms. As you inhale, again, make sure you haven't dropped the chest. On an exhalation, release your chin down to that little notch between the collarbones. As you bow your head down, just release across the top shoulder. Let the back of the neck be nice and long. Lift the chest, extend the spine. On the next exhalation, release your hands into your lap, and you're going to lift your head up and let the eyes gently flutter open. In this Swastikasana position, we're going to come now to a twist. So right hand behind you, left hand holding onto that right knee. You're going to exhale and twist. This is the first twist of the practice, so don't take it to your fullest depth. You want to use that right hand behind you to get this lift up of the chest. And as you pull on the left hand, you want to open this left side of the chest. So bring that left shoulder blade into the body. You can keep your chin in line with your breastbone for this first twist. Each exhalation, you're emptying the abdomen, you're wrapping the organic body around the spine. Each inhalation, connecting with the right hand, extend the spine. As you exhale, come back to center. We're going to take a twist to the left. So first, just sit upright. The crown of the head absolutely stays balanced over the perineum, and you're going to take a twist to the left. Gripping the hand to pull this right shoulder around. Take the left hand behind you, and with that left hand, you keep that lift of the spine. As you exhale, press the thighs and the knees down. As you exhale, wrap the abdomen from the right to the left. Keep lifting the breastbone. Keep bringing the shoulder blades into the body. When you've been there for a few breaths, you'll release back to center. Change the cross of the legs. So always do both crosses. Now, once you are settled, feel both buttock bones connected to the floor, lift the sides of the body, and as you exhale, you're going to come to the right. Turning to the right, take the left hand closer, the right hand closer to the left buttock, and with this left hand, you want to pull yourself around, bring that left shoulder blade through, and once you've turned quite a bit, open the back of the left hand against the knee, and what will happen is that helps the rotation of the bicep and to open the side of the chest. Release the shoulders away from the ears. The shoulder blades are into the body. Each exhalation, you're turning to the right. Keep the knees grounded. And then The last thing to turn is the head. If you have no neck injuries, you can turn and look past that left shoulder. Coming back to center, take a moment here just to settle, to line up the buttock bones, the collarbones, and with that extension of the spine, exhale and turn. Keep the crown of the head over the perineum. So you want to keep the spine straight and upright. Keep the spine extended by pressing into the left hand. And once you've turned the palm of that right hand, open that right armpit, get that right side of the chest to come through. When you exhale, the shoulder blades come into the body, especially this right shoulder blade. The last thing to turn is the head. When you've been there for a few breaths, hold the pose, don't hold the breath. Release back to center and just rest there. So we're going to now do Supta Padangusthasana number 1, going into Parivrita Swastikasana. So with a little blanket for your head, we're going to take the right leg up first. You'll have a strap. Make sure you've got space to the left side of you, because when we come to Parivrita, you'll need that space. Once you've moved the flesh of the shoulder blades down the back, once you've adjusted the buttock flesh, you can extend the legs, coming to Supta Tadasana. Supta Tadasana, keep the feet alert in Tadasana, legs nice and straight. Bend up the right leg and take the strap around the ball of the foot. And once the strap is around the ball of the foot, you're holding each end of the strap in each hand so that there's openness across the chest. You're not taking your hands up and closing the chest. Retract the upper arm into the shoulder socket. Keep that space in the chest. Firm up both legs. So really engage the thighs, keep the knees firm. Make sure that the root of this right thigh is moving away from the waist so that there's equal length on the left and right sides of the body. When you come into Parivrita, you're going to take both straps in your left hand. You can move this left foot to the right a little bit, and as you exhale, take this right foot all the way across onto the floor. Turn the left leg along the floor, let the right foot rest. If you're unable to settle that right foot down, then absolutely take a block or a bolster that you can pop underneath that foot to give you a little bit of space. The idea here is that you keep turning, keep turning, keep turning to eventually get that right shoulder blade on the floor. If this right shoulder blade doesn't make it to the floor and the arm is hanging here precariously, bend that right arm and just let the hand rest on the shoulder so that there's a bit of softness there. Also, feel your upper back. If that left shoulder blade is jammed into the spine, move the left shoulder blade out of the way. And you want to be here just for a few breaths, extending both legs. This is a wonderful preparation for the poses we're going to be doing today. When you've been there for a few breaths, if you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. Otherwise, bring that right leg up, come back to Supta Tadasana. So release the strap, take the leg to the floor. Again, line up the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle. Flesh of the back body releases, and look down your body. Make sure that the middle of the legs is in fact aligned to the middle of the body. Right, we're going to do the left leg now. So we're just going to turn so that you can have a good view. From Supta Tadasana, get the flesh of the back body in the correct position, and you're taking the left leg up. With the left leg up, you're holding initially with 2 straps. Have your brick at the ready if you need it for your foot. Open up the chest, 2 straight, strong legs. When you've been here for a few breaths and you've gotten the legs to work nice and strongly, remember to move the root of this left thigh away from the waist. So coil that left buttock bone to the right foot. Now taking both straps in the right hand, exhale, bring that foot over. The right foot can move, the right foot can turn. Both legs need to be straight. And again, this right shoulder blade, move it away so that you can expand across the chest. And if that left arm doesn't stay down, you can bend up your arm if that's a little bit softer on the shoulder. You don't want to injure yourself here. Extend the legs, extend the spine, maintain the length of this left waist by moving the root of the left thigh away. Don't forget to breathe. Each exhalation, you're trying to descend that left shoulder. Keeping the legs strong, you can either keep the left leg straight or bend it if you need, coming back upright and release that leg to Tadasana. You can stay in Tadasana here. Make sure that the back waist is nice and long, so bend your knees and adjust if you need to, and just settle the back along the floor. You're going to use your chair for the next pose, and we're coming to Marichyasana number 3. So Marichyasana number 3 is a standing twist. We'll start turning to the right side first. So the right foot is going to go on top of the chair. You're standing in Tadasana in front of your chair. Stand this way. And you're taking the right leg onto the chair. Get that right shin perpendicular to the floor. And don't let that right knee waggle in or out. Keep that right knee directly over the right ankle. Now, taking your right hand in the waist. So have your right hand in the sacrum so that you can just feel that the sacrum is level. Exhale. First, hold the right knee with your left hand, exactly as you did in Swastikasana. Again, make sure that the right hand doesn't pull this, that the left hand doesn't pull this right knee into the midline. Keep standing tall on that left leg. Don't let that left hip collapse. As you exhale, turn a little bit more. You want to bring this left side of the chest around. And when you've been there for a few breaths, you can turn the back of the hand against the knee. Keep the knee over the ankle. Keep twisting a little bit deeper. If you have it within your practice, if you have no injuries and you're able to extend this right arm out, then absolutely extend the right arm out. From here, coming back to Tadasana, facing your chair. Okay, now we're going to take the left leg up. With the left leg up, make sure you keep this right leg absolutely strong. That right thigh wants to come forward. Keep it alert. The left knee stays over the ankle, left hand in the back waist, right hand holding onto that knee, and you want to pull on this right hand and bring this right shoulder blade around. As the right shoulder blade comes around, the right thigh has to resist. So you're twisting, you're not leaning into it. When you've been there for a few breaths, you can turn the back of the hand. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more openness in that chest. Try to get the shoulders aligned. And then if you can extend that back arm, you do. Otherwise, keep it in the back waist. Once you've been there for a few breaths, being aware of the right leg, the left knee, exhale, come back to center, and you're going to release. Okay, we're going to continue using the chair now for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana and also for Parivrita. It is easier if you take the chair against a wall so that it's not going to fall over and wobble, and have a blanket on the backrest. You don't need the classic yoga chair for this. You can take any straight back chair, as long as you're able to get the leg to 90 degrees. So stand in Tadasana facing your chair, and you're going to step your right leg onto the chair. Now, with the right leg on the chair, you're going to see, am I lifting the right hip up the same as when I was on the floor? Keep the length of the right side of the waist, move that right outer thigh down, right buttock bone coils to the left. You want to be strong on the standing leg. You want to keep the extension of the spine, keep lifting up the chest. You can go straight to the wall, or you can come through Urdhva Hastasana. So Urdhva Hastasana gives you nice length, and as you exhale, take your fingertips to the wall. If you have the flexibility to take the hands further down to the foot, go for it. But taking it to the wall gives you nice space to work. Feel the compactness in the hips, so work the legs strongly. It is a forward bend, so bring the spine into the body, keep lifting the breastbone and try to relax the neck and the top shoulders. When you're ready, you're going to come up and now stay in this Utthita Hasta 1 position. We're going to come to the twist here. Exactly what you did a moment ago with the bent leg, you're now doing with a straight leg. So the right hand can come into the sacrum, the left hand pulls you around. When you get the shoulders absolutely turned against the stability of the legs, then you're able to extend the right arm if you can, otherwise leave the right hand in the waist. You can turn the palm out. Yes. Keep standing strong on this left leg. Keep wrapping the abdomen from the left to the right. Lift the chest up. You can turn the back of the right hand against the knee to give you more openness. Breathe. And then exhale, release, come back to standing in Tadasana. Once you've been there for a few breaths, just feel the breath flowing, align the body again, and then Tadasana, taking the left leg up to Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. First up, get that extension in the left waist. Keep the right leg strong. Urdhva Hastasana arms, extend forward to the wall or to the backrest of the chair closer to the foot. Lift your chest. You've got the support of the wall. Pull the chest up. You're not having to worry about balance like you do in the classic pose. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana 1 helps you develop flexibility for the other standing twists that we're doing. Come to standing upright, and now we're going to a twist. You can take the left hand in the waist, turn. So first, you're gripping that hand. When you've been there for a few breaths, you're going to turn the back of the right hand, and with that turn of the right hand, open this right side of the chest. You can bring this hand down a bit more so the shoulder doesn't lift up. Shoulder blades into the body. Right leg strong. And then extending the arm, find that openness in the chest. Try not to let the root of the thigh come up. Stand strong on the right leg, breathe, and then come back to facing forward and back to Tadasana. Just be here in Tadasana for a few breaths. Allow the body just to quieten. The next pose we're doing is Pajvottanasana. Pajvottanasana is a wonderful pose to develop flexibility. And if you're unable to reach your fingertips to the floor, you're going to use bricks. The bricks are helpful if you're unable to, if you don't have bricks or the bricks are too low and you're unable to reach the bricks in Pajvottanasana, then you're going to use the chair. So Pajvottanasana, we'll do it the easy way. Come to standing at the back of your mat for starters. And you're going to step the right foot a big step forward. When you step the right foot a big step forward, bring the bricks in line with your ankles. Square off the hips. Work the legs. As you extend the back leg, make sure that it's the back inner thigh that rolls back so that you're able to get the hips facing your brick. From here, inhale, and as you exhale, move the root of the thigh back to stabilize you and take your hands down on your bricks. Any height will do. So be here for a few breaths. Sometimes once you're on the bricks, then that gives you the opportunity to start to square off the hips. It's much easier once you're down. Keep the back heel pinned down as best you can. Shoulder blades into the body, extending the front of the body. Pajvottanasana, keep practicing it, especially if you want to work into poses like Parivrita Trikonasana. To come up, you want to firm up the legs, move the root of the thigh back, stand on your feet strongly and come to standing. And then you'll just step the feet together. We'll do Pajvottanasana again from the back of the mat. So left leg, step it forward, a nice big step, square off the hips. So this right hip must come forward. This left hip moves back. The right hip comes forward by rolling the right inner thigh back and the right outer thigh forward. So turn in that manner without turning the foot. Strong legs, come forward to your bricks. Once you're on the bricks, keep working at the sacrum being level. So the right hip bone faces to the brick, the left hip comes back. Dorsal spine in, chest extending forward. Breathe here. When you've been here for a few breaths, keep working on the stability of the legs, keep retracting the thighs back to try and get that right heel to descend. And then in your own time, rip the mat apart with your feet, be sturdy on the feet as you come up, step the feet together in Tadasana. So Parsvottanasana is a wonderful pose to develop your Parivrita Trikonasana. If you're unable to use bricks, the chair works beautifully for Parivrita Trikonasana because it gives you that extra height. So we're going to do Parivrita Trikonasana in the chair, right? So you're going to stand again at the back of your mat, step your right foot right into the middle of the chair, and then stabilize the hips for Parsvottanasana. Now you want to bring the left hand to the chair, keep right hand in the sacrum. And you're going to work on your twist. Here, if you can go a little bit deeper, let the whole forearm rest on the chair. That gives you nice stability, good place to balance. You want to bring the left shoulder blade through, but keep the left leg firm. You want to open up the right side of the chest, keep the shoulder blades away from the ears. Here, you'll see the left hip shouldn't collapse too much, so keep that left leg strong, keep the left foot on the floor, and then in your own time, you'll extend that right arm up to the ceiling. Keep lifting the breastbone. Don't forget to breathe. When you've been there for a couple of breaths, you only hold it as long as you can. You're going to release the hands down and push yourself away from the chair. So a nice, easy way of doing Parivrita Trikonasana. Stand at the back of the mat again, and we're stepping the left foot forward now. Could take a little bit more distance in the legs. Now, this right hip must come forward, the left hip must go back, right leg strong. Take the hands to the chair, right hand to the chair, left hand in the sacrum, start to open up this left side of the chest. Look in the direction that you're going. Let that right side of the chest come around. If you can come onto your forearm, come onto the forearm. A little bit deeper into the pose also gives you quite nice stability. This back foot is a problem for many people. Just keep working on moving the root of that thigh back, extending that right heel down. Don't allow this left hip and the chest to come together. You want to move the left hip back, lift the left side of the chest up. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, that top hand extends. You keep cutting this right shoulder blade in, but keep the right leg as strong as possible and resisting back. When you're ready, come down, push yourself away from the chair, and step the feet together. Right, we're going to come to Prasarita Padottanasana as a release. So step the legs apart and bring your hands onto the floor. Here, keep the knees firm, keep sucking up the thighs. As a beginner, you may not be doing inversions in your practice. If you are a regular practitioner of yoga, Prasarita Padottanasana is a really good pose to start working into that feeling of being upside down. And if you are a regular practitioner, you can pause the video here and go ahead and do a Shirshasana, the head balance. Catch your breath. When you feel ready, strong legs, come to standing. And you're going to walk your feet together, coming to Tadasana. Right. Have a blanket to sit on. You're going to sit, you can sit here, in Dandasana. So Dandasana is your basic seated pose. The legs are extended out in front of you. If your sacrum hangs to the floor and you're unable to get an extension of the spine and the side body, you'll take blankets for support. Pajva Dandasana, Pajva means to the side, so we're taking a twist to the side. You're going to first take your right hand behind you, left hand grips the outer right thigh, and you're doing the similar twist to what you did at the beginning of class in Parivrita Swastikasana. Move the right shoulder back. You can even move the right hand towards the left buttock. And this left hand, as you grip, you want to bring that left shoulder blade in. Take your hand to the floor so your shoulders are more level. Eventually, when you feel ready, you can turn the back of that hand and see, can you open that left side of the chest more? The last thing to turn is the head. Each inhalation, press into the right hand, lift the spine. Each exhalation, deepen your twist, empty out the abdomen, wrap around. Nice. When you're ready, come back to center. Have a rest in Dandasana. From here, we're taking the left arm behind, right hand comes across. First, grip with the right hand to get that movement of the right side of the chest around. The left shoulder, try and keep it down, move the left hand back. When you've been there for a few breaths, turn the back of the right hand. You want to make sure that the shoulders are not sticking out the back. So as you exhale, bring the shoulder blades in. Exhale, wrap the abdomen around. Be there for a few breaths. Then release, coming back to center. You can also do this pose going into it with the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. If that's within your practice, perfect. Urdhva Hastasana arms up, and as you exhale, go straight to Pajva Dandasana. Immediately turn the back of the hand, keep the legs strong, turn the head also, and just breathe for a few moments. This back hand, you can also start to work into this back waist. If you can tuck it around, that's also quite helpful, although it doesn't give you the lift of the spine as easily. As you exhale, you can just come back to Dandasana with the arms down. You don't have to take the arms up. Once you've rested, Urdhva Hastasana, turn and complete Dandasana. Turn the head, turn the back of the right hand, keep the legs strong. Each exhalation, deepen the twist, and then once you've got that lift up, you can wrap that left hand around towards the right waist. After a few breaths, unroll yourself back to Dandasana. We're coming now to Marichyasana 3. Marichyasana 3 is easier on support. So if you need to take a little bit more height, you're going to take a little bit more height. In Marichyasana 3, we're going to turn to the right first. So you're going to bend up the right leg. Because we're coming to a twist, you want this right foot to be close to the left thigh. And then at first, you lift up tall, keeping that right knee in position with your left hand. Take the right hand behind you. When you're there for a few breaths, if you can bring this left side of the chest around, take the left elbow onto the outer right knee. As you did with Marichyasana in the chair, don't let the left elbow bully the right knee into the midline. Keep the right shin upright. And each time you exhale, you're moving this right hand back and back and back. There is the classic pose where you don't do the stop sign. The stop sign is actually not a thing, but to do the bind is not in it for everybody. So if you're able to do the bind, great. Now, release back to center, extend the right leg out in front. Strong legs, Dandasana shape. Bend up the left leg. Bring that heel close to your body. Once you've lifted yourself up, supporting that your body with the knee, take the left hand behind you, hold with the right hand, bring yourself around, and then hook the right elbow over the left knee. You may move the left knee into the midline to get that hook, but once you're there, get that shin perpendicular to the floor. Breathe. So with this leverage between the arm and the knee, bring that left side, the right side of the chest around. Breathe. When you've been there for a few breaths, release, come out into Dandasana. Okay, before we go to Shavasana, we're just going to do Setu Bandha now. Setu Bandha, you do need a brick. If you don't have one of these wooden yoga bricks, lie on the floor. If you don't have one of these wooden yoga bricks, you can take just a builder's brick and wrap it in newspaper. Not everybody can take the brick on the tallest height. If that's not possible for you, you're going to take it a little bit lower. All right. So when you're ready, you're going to press into the feet. You're going to insert the brick at the tailbone. So the tailbone is on the center of the brick. You want to feel that some of the sacrum is on the brick, some of the buttock is on the brick, but absolutely the tailbone is there and in position. Here, you're getting a nice openness in the front body. Roll the upper arms out, back of the neck is long. So you're getting a little bit of that Jalandhara Bandha that you get in shoulder balance. If you have back issues, then keep the knees bent. If you have no issues, you can start to work at straightening the legs. If straightening the legs is not within your practice, or if you do feel a tremendous catch in your back when you straighten the legs, then please take care and rather just keep the knees bent. The other thing you can do if you do struggle with doing Setu Bandha with straight legs is to already have prepared yourself either a bench or a little bit of height to place your legs onto a height. This obviously softens the back bend. Make sure that your brick feels absolutely secure and stable before you start moving around. Gives you a nice openness in the areas that we've been scrunching. From here, bend your knees again. To come up, you're going to move the brick down one slot, take it across your back so that you can rest in this halfway position. Then you can take the brick flat, and then you can remove the brick completely each time, letting go from the neck to the tailbone. We're going to come into Shavasana now. If you need any supports for Shavasana, you'll take them. A nice folded blanket for underneath the head and the neck is a really comfortable way of doing Shavasana, and also is essential if your head rolls back in Shavasana. Once you've adjusted the flesh of the buttocks, extend the legs. The flesh from the back body moves down to the buttocks, down to the heels. And as you release in Shavasana, the thighs roll from the inner to the outer, the feet flop out to the side. The palms face up in a gesture of receiving, and then let the eyes close. The eyes closed, relax the skin of the face, relax the muscles of the face. You're breathing gently in and out of the nose. Each exhalation, just release into the mat. In Shavasana, stay with your breath. Your breath helps you to pin you into a conscious state versus just falling asleep. Each exhalation, just feel how any tension releases from the body, especially that abdominal region. The neck, the throat, completely soft. The shoulders are relaxed. Soft, silky inhalations, quiet, peaceful exhalations. You just want to be in Shavasana for as long as you have time for. You've had a few quiet moments in Shavasana. Start to allow the inhalation to begin to deepen. Connect with your breath once more, bringing the hands anywhere to rest on the torso that's comfortable for you. On the next breath in, you can stretch your arms over your head, give your body a long, deep stretch. You want to sigh the breath out. And then bending the knees, roll onto your right-hand side. Just let your head be cradled in your right arm. Here, the left side of the body can just settle into the floor. You can take your left hand in front of your chest. Let the shoulders be relaxed. When you're ready to come up, you press the left hand into the floor, lift yourself up, bringing the head up last. Find your way back into a comfortable seated position. With eyes closed, bring the hands into the prayer position. Take a few breaths here, just to bring yourself back to the present. Take a moment to give thanks for the health and strength of your body. On the next breath in, let the eyes gently flutter open and focus. Namaste. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Diana. See you next time.